the AI quote unquote bubble is about to burst. And we can listen to some of the top minds, love them or hate them. They're speaking on the subject of whether this AI thing is a bubble or not. But let's discuss how this affects, of course, Bitcoin, the main chain, and of course, other assets around the digital asset sphere. So let's listen to Bill Gates
We
quickly
need to
on
define
the topic.
bubble. If what we mean is like tulips in the Netherlands, that they eventually look back and said, what the heck, there was nothing there. Those were just tulips. No, that's not where we are. If you mean it's like the internet bubble, where in the end, something very profound happened. The world was very different. Some companies succeeded, but a lot of the companies were kind of Me Too, fell behind, burning capital companies.
Like, we know this is happening right now. We can clearly see that AI spend is ridiculously high. Just look at the numbers, right? But this doesn't mean that it's totally unsustainable. A lot of these numbers and the money that's coming is just really flowing from one company to the next and back around again. As you clearly see, these names are all working with one another in some sense, one way or the other. 2 or 3 or 4 working with each other. And the numbers, of course, are just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. That's just how it goes. This is actually how it goes when we are looking at these tech giants and what they can do to build out the infrastructure of the future. And we know we've been talking about agentic commerce for some time. So we totally understand that a lot of these models, a lot of these key numbers and words here, these key figures, these key players are going to be working on chain. And you can see that the money is actually flowing through the Chinese or the lower cost models that came. A lot of them came after the US models, or were built off of some of the information that was shared from those models. But of course, that's just how it goes. We expect to learn from the greats, to stand on the shoulders of giants, to actually excel into the future. I know this is kind of just how it goes. So let's see what else he has to say.
Absolutely. There are a ton of these investments that will be dead end.
Right. So totally dead end. Now we look at, when I say totally, I mean, yeah, like essentially some of them will become dead ends. Look at the S&P right now. This is clearly representing that there's some risk on appetite right now. But of course, it's mostly essentially all in AI. But the belief is that at some point in time, when this does really top out and sees some type of correction, there's a likely chance that we will see a correction into Bitcoin as well. So there's a lot going on in this chart, but let's kind of keep it simple in a way. What we expect to see is another more of a drop. We've got 1 drop level, 2 drop levels. Maybe we're in the process of a 3rd drop level. And if we look at this chart here, I've actually got this Fibonacci right here, and you could see the retracement. It's a bit busy, I understand that, but the retracement right here, the 618, is exactly where price is today. So that's taking it from the low of 2022 all the way to the high of 2025 to the current price. And there you go. You can see that right there. We're currently bouncing off the 618. That is a cool level. Now, aside from all of this AI bubble and the Bitcoin bottom, which I definitely believe we are close to, but I do also believe that we have another couple of months to go from this recording down, potentially down into this area that's marked out here, possibly into the 30s and 40s. And the exact price is not so important, but I want to talk about as well something else that I'm pretty bullish on, and that is BitTensor. Been looking at BitTensor for a long time, and you can clearly see that price has really been in a downtrend since the very beginning. I mean, more or less. Once it got listed on exchanges like Binance, it's pretty much been down only. You can see that indicated right on the chart here. And I'll explain in a moment. I'll share what happened here October 5th, October 6th. You could see that big drop right there on October 6th. As the price of Bitcoin is going down, let's go back. As the price of Bitcoin's saw like a sharp drop. Let's go right over here. You'll see right over here. Bitcoin had a huge drop on the left side right here, had a huge drop. That was the time where we peaked, and that was the end of the bullish times. Right at that exact point, you could see right here, TAO had a huge drop down to about $130. So these levels that I have marked on in this chart are not some, random arbitrary numbers, and these areas here at 180 and roughly 150 and then down to 130. No, these are not random emotional numbers. These are exactly places that the market maker took price. So I wanted to show that, and I want to show quickly just what's happening over at CoinWins to see how we can actually navigate this market effectively and with the right mind. So sign up at coinwins.app, but you can see that we've had some moves down. This is around June. Okay, this is just really over the past couple of weeks, but we see we're in a downtrend for the couple of weeks. We might be moving up a little bit, but I do, like I said, foresee even further downside on Bitcoin. But I believe that this section right here was a bit of a wealth transfer from Bitcoin to TAO, and we'll get into that another time. But definitely right now you can see that the open source community AI world is the way to go. This is another reason why I'm so bullish on what's happening with TAO. And we still watch the mempool every day, essentially, to see what's happening with ordinals and so much more. But we also look at these various subnets on BitTensor for some of the future of AI. And the simple reality is that what we get with Bitcoin is security. People are subsidized essentially to secure the network. So yes, they burn a lot of electricity for the sake of yours and my security. That's noble. At the same time, what we get from the BitTensor network is that people are mining and validating to create top tier AI output, AI models. So I believe there's a strong connection with any type of AI bubble that may burst, pop at any time soon. We might actually see a transfer of wealth from Bitcoin into BitTensor. That doesn't mean I'm bearish on Bitcoin. No, that's not the point. The idea is that the trend of TAO has been essentially down since forever, more or less. And we are about to get to a point, perhaps the precipice here, where we have to make a choice. So I've got my areas of interest marked out here that you could see. Definitely join us in the community, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. All the best.